Today we're talking about a topic that's incredibly important and relevant and affects all of us. Change. Change is inevitable, but why does it scare us so much? Let me share a quick story. It was about 18 years ago and I was offered a job in a new country. It was everything I wanted, but suddenly I felt myself paralyzed with fear. The thought of leaving my comfortable life, my amazing apartment, my friends, my family, my favorite football team or soccer team, all of that sent me into a spiral of anxiety. Does that sound familiar? That's what I wanted, but the anxiety was huge. And that's what we're diving into today. You see, change can be both exciting and daunting, whether it's changing careers, moving to a new city or even a country, or even embracing a new healthy habit. Change often brings up a sense of fear. So why is that? By the end of this video, you'll have 4 powerful strategies to help you not just cope with change, but thrive in it. So first, let's talk about why change freaks us out so much. You see, our brains are wired for survival. This means we like routine and stability because it feels safe and predictable. Over time, this has kept us safe from predators and other dangers. But in our modern world, the same instincts can hold us back and keep us stuck. I know you don't want that. So what this means is that when we're faced with change, our brain perceives it as a potential threat to our survival, which triggers fear. The unknown triggers our fight or flight response. So when we can't predict what's coming, our brains again perceive it as a threat to our existence. So this is why even positive change, like a promotion, becoming a parent, getting married, can feel scary. And also, we tend to overestimate the risks and underestimate our abilities to adapt. Think about it for a minute. How many times have you worried about something only to find out it wasn't nearly as bad as you imagined? You see, as a reminder, change often requires leaving our comfort zone. And let's face it, our comfort zone is comfortable. Let me give you an example. A client of mine, Joanne, she'd been in the same job for just over 10 years. She was very good at it, but she wasn't growing anymore. She was stuck in a rut, just plodding along. And when a new opportunity came up, but in a different field, the fear was huge. She was terrified. What if she wasn't good enough? What if she failed? What if she missed all her old colleagues? What if? That whole internal self-doubt literally just went on full volume. Now, these fears are all normal, and perhaps some feel familiar to you right now. But here's the good news. You don't have to be held hostage by fear. So let's dive into how to navigate change successfully. So the first tip is to shift your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain. So, for example, when I was considering that job offer overseas, I was so focused on what I'd be leaving behind that I almost missed the incredible opportunities that lay ahead. Once I started to focus on what I could gain, new experiences, professional growth, the chance to live in an exciting new country, my perspective completely shifted. Now, the reality is every change will come with losses and gains. So the key is to focus on the potential benefits rather than the drawbacks. But many of us throughout our upbringing have been programmed why something might not work or what's missing or what would I lose. We're focusing on what we don't want. So here's an exercise for you. I invite you to take out a piece of paper right now and write down 3 potential benefits of change that you're facing or even considering. Maybe it's learning a new skill, meeting new people, or discovering hidden strengths that you didn't know you had yet. But let's start to think about some of the changes that perhaps are in your life right now or you're considering making. And by shifting your focus to the potential gains, you're starting to reframe change as an opportunity that it is rather than a threat. So just write down each change on a piece of paper, and rather than have 2 columns, what you gain and what you lose, which may be what you've done previously, Just focus on the potential gains. What could this change bring for you? Tip 2 is to take small, manageable steps. In other words, we break down the big changes into the small, manageable pieces. I'm even going to encourage you, drop the word big. A change is just a change. The minute we say something's big, we actually make ourselves small in that equation. So let go of the size. Size really doesn't matter. You see, change can feel overwhelming if you think of it as one giant leap. So the key is to break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Remember Joanne, who was scared to change careers. She felt overwhelmed by the idea of a complete career shift. So we broke it down. Her first step was to update her LinkedIn profile. Then she reached out to one person in her new field each week for an informational discussion. Before Joanne knew it, she had a network in her new industry and felt much more confident about making the switch. So here's that powerful technique. When you're facing a big change, take 3 deep breaths and then take one small action. It could be as simple as making a phone call or sending an email. You see, this simple act builds momentum and helps overcome the initial resistance to change. Also, do be sure to celebrate each small victory along the way. You see, this not only makes the process less intimidating, but also helps to build your confidence. The third tip is to embrace discomfort. Now, this might sound counterintuitive, but just hear me out for a minute. Often fear of change comes from the fear of the unknown, which causes a level of discomfort. So instead, what I encourage you to do is to see it as an adventure. Embrace the uncertainty and look at it as a chance to learn and grow. Remember, some of the greatest opportunities come from the most unexpected places. Perhaps just spend a little bit of time later today thinking about some of the amazing things that have happened across your lifetime. Where did they come from? Were they expected or were they unexpected places? You see, discomfort is a sign that you're growing. Think about it like exercise and working out. When you work out, you feel sore afterwards. That soreness is a sign that your muscles are getting stronger. I had a client, Kelly, who was terrified of public speaking, but she also knew that it was holding her back in her career. So instead of avoiding it, she decided to embrace the discomfort. She joined a local Toastmasters group and committed to speaking at every meeting. Now, was it uncomfortable? Heck yes, it was totally uncomfortable, absolutely. But with each speech, her confidence grew, and the opportunities that came from that for her were far greater than she ever imagined. So let's try a quick exercise to help you embrace discomfort and build your resilience. Now, I call this the comfort zone stretch. So close your eyes with me for a moment and think about a small change that you've perhaps been avoiding. Maybe it's striking up a conversation with a stranger, or trying a new type of cuisine, or speaking up in a meeting at work. Now imagine a circle around you. This is your comfort zone. Everything inside feels safe, it feels familiar, and just outside that circle, that's where growth happens. So take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine yourself taking one step outside of the circle. Feel that little twinge of discomfort? That's normal. Just stay with me for a moment. Now think about what you might gain from this small step. New connections, new flavors, new respect from colleagues. So focus on these potential benefits and then take another deep breath. And as you exhale this time, imagine your comfort zone circle expanding to include this new experience. You see, now you've just grown your comfort zone. So now you can open your eyes, and this exercise demonstrates how we can gradually expand our comfort zones by taking small steps and sitting with momentary discomfort. So I invite you to do this comfort zone stretch in real life this week. Choose one small thing outside of your comfort zone and give it a try. Remember, this discomfort is only temporary. but the growth is lasting. You see, each time you do this, you're training your brain to be more adaptable and resilient in the face of change. It's like building a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. And finally, tip number 4 is to build a support system. Surround yourself with friends, family, or colleagues who support your journey. For example, when I moved countries, I made it a priority to connect with people. I joined a local beach club, and I even started a weekly get-together with my new colleagues. Having a support system doesn't just make change easier, it can also nudge and push you to grow. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Share your goals and your fears with them. Their encouragement can be the difference between giving up and pushing through, and can even help you see the positives and the empowering steps that you could take in the change process when perhaps you're not able to yourself. Also, perhaps consider finding a mentor or a coach who's been through similar changes. Their experience and guidance can be invaluable as you navigate your own path. So let's recap our 4 keys to navigating change. Shift your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain. Number 2, take small, manageable steps. Number 3, embrace discomfort. And finally, number 4, build a strong support system. To sum up, change is inevitable, but fear doesn't have to paralyze you. Change is your opportunity for growth. So every time you face change, you're building your resilience muscle. You're becoming stronger, more adaptable, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. So here's my challenge to you. Ask yourself, what's one small step that you can take today towards embracing change? Maybe it's writing down the potential benefits of a change you're considering. Maybe it's reaching out to a potential mentor. But whatever it is, take that step, because on the other side of change is where the magic happens. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or experience with navigating change. I love reading and responding to them. And if you think of a friend or loved one that this video could help, feel free to share the link. Remember, you have the power to embrace change and create a life you love. So until next time, keep thriving. I'll see you soon. Hey, and if you stayed around till the end, here's an extra tip for you. Create a change success journal. Document your experience with change, what happened, how you felt, and what you learned through the process. You see, this journal will firstly provide motivation through challenging times, help you identify your change handling patterns, and also help you reframe change as an achievement, which will ultimately boost your confidence. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.